Hi. Chapter 13. One Fat Summer. Tiredness hit me like a ton of bricks in the afternoon. My legs got wobbly. Twice I had to go back over a row to cut grass I had missed. The lawn began to rise and fall like the deck of an ocean liner in a storm or a rowboat on Rumson Lake. It was better when I closed my eyes, but then I'd start missing grass again. I kept plowing along and I finished the lawn by 3 o'clock. The walk home seemed much farther than usual. The county road was undulating like the lawn. I had to step carefully because I couldn't focus on the concrete. Sometimes it seemed to rise up at me, sometimes it seemed to fall away. I kept looking for Rumson Chevy. I got myself up the hill by pretending I was ascending Mount Everest, hand over hand on a rope. That's what it felt like anyway. Right to bed. Sometime toward evening, I felt someone pulling off my shoes and pants. It was my mother. She was smiling. The rest of that week I was nervous, but it was an exciting kind of nervousness. Butterflies, sighing breaths. I couldn't sit still too long, and I wasn't very hungry. My mother noticed it at dinner Wednesday night. "You've got ants in your pants," she said. I'm okay." She peered at me over the table. "You look a little peaked." "I feel fine." "Are the Merinos working you too hard?" Michelle almost choked on her corn. "You might be getting a little too much sun, Bobby. Your face is very tanned. Are you wearing a hat?" "Yeah." "I think I'll stop by the beach tomorrow. I'd like to see what they're having you do." "You shouldn't do that, Mom," said Michelle. "It makes him seem like a baby." "He is my baby." "See, that's what I mean," said Michelle. "You don't look too well yourself. Those black circles under your eyes." "Those kids are running me ragged," said Michelle. "I can't wait for college to start. I need a vacation." "Now that you mention it, we've got to start thinking about clothes for school. I don't want to leave it to the last minute. When are we going to sit down and make that list?" They started talking about college clothes, and Michelle and I exchanged looks. That was a close one. After dinner, when Mom went to study, Michelle came up to help me with the dishes. "Don't you have a date tonight?" "It's Pete's birthday. The whole family's going out to dinner." "Well, how come you're not going?" "They're not too crazy about us going together, so we thought it would be better if I didn't come." "Why?" "I don't know. Pete says they're worried about him finishing college. He's not such a great student, but I think it's something else and he doesn't want to hurt my feelings. It'd be different if my name were Marco instead of Marks. Understand?" "Well, that's stupid. Look what happened to Romeo and Juliet, and they were both Italian." "Pardon me if I don't laugh."
Did Mom say anything about Dad?
I think he's coming up next weekend. I talked to her last night and she said going into the city was the best thing she ever did.
Do you think something is wrong?
Everybody's got problems.
No, I mean, like, are they going to get a divorce or something?
How's your job going?
Are you going to treat me like a baby too?
I just don't think I should discuss it with you.
Everybody's got secrets this summer.
You should talk.
Still no sign of Rumson on Thursday. Dr. Kahn had me spend the day clearing and widening the drainage ditch along the county road, and I kept expecting Rumson to drive up any time. I had a pick and a shovel, and I would have used them if he tried anything. Butterflies all day. But I didn't really mind them. Usually when I'm nervous, it's because I know something's going to happen to embarrass me, like getting weighed in front of the class, or not picked to play on a team, or having to chin or climb a rope in front of all the guys in the gym. That kind of nervousness feels like a cold stone in my stomach. But this was different. It was the same kind of butterflies that I read about when an actor is waiting for the opening night curtain or the heavyweight champion is waiting for the opening bell before a fight. A light, fluffy nervousness that disappears after the actor says his first line or the champ throws his first punch. On edge, ready to go. I tried to think about it, but I didn't get very far. I knew it had something to do with that night on the island. Something had happened to me, and it wasn't all bad. Not at all. Joni called me Thursday night, person to person from the city. I never had a person to person long distance call before. The connection wasn't too good. Bob? Yeah. It's Joni. Hi. Hi yourself. Have you been thinking about me? It was her voice all right, but she sounded sort of like teasy, like not her at all. Sure? I lied. I'm coming up Saturday. That's great. I'm just giving you a little advance warning. How come? I don't want you to have a heart attack. Because you're coming up? You'll see what I mean. Just be prepared. For what? Curiosity killed that? We went through that already. Were you in the hospital? Yes. Did you have an operation? Yes. Is this 20 questions? Are you all right now? Better than ever, she said. Was your life in danger? Is that why you needed an operation? No, I wanted the operation. There were a few seconds of silence on the line while I tried to think. I had a thought that made me a little sick. Bob, are you still there? Joni, did you did you have something removed? Who told you? Nobody. Joni, were you in trouble? Pause right here. Now remember, 1950s. When he says, were you in trouble, he's hinting or insinuating that she was pregnant, which in the 50s, girls could not be teen mothers. They would have to like move to grandma's in Florida or Aunt Cynthia in Oklahoma until she had the baby and then either gave the baby up for adoption or that was it. She had the baby and she was now a young mom, but it was not socially acceptable. It wasn't common at all. So Bob thinks that when he says, "Did you have something removed?" it would be the unwanted pregnancy. And Joni freaks out. Were you in trouble? Bob! The receiver banged. What's wrong with you? I felt better. Well, if you're going to be so secretive, you'll just have to wait till Saturday. What have you been doing? My mother was in the room, so I couldn't tell her. Oh, nothing much. We'll be able to start the project soon. Okay. You don't sound too enthusiastic. I might be dead after I see you. That's true. The operator cut in. Your 3 minutes are up. Please signal when you've finished. Gotta go now. See you Saturday. Bye. I waited for her to hang up. Hang up! You hang up. I tapped the receiver against the side of the phone. That's an old trick. You're the tricky one. She laughed and hung up. My mother said, Was that Joni? As if she hadn't been eavesdropping. No, it was Ike. He wanted to know if I liked him. What did she say? She's coming up Saturday. Is that all? Well, there was something else, but I can't tell you. She swore me to secrecy. She told me all about her operation, but I can't tell you. Oh, I could tell my mother was trying very hard not to laugh. Bobby, you're going to have to get up very early in the morning to pull one over on your mother. So you do know, and you won't tell me. My lips are sealed. She pretended she was zippering her lips. You'll find out Saturday. I put on a German accent. We have ways of getting information out of you Americans. Not the Breyers ice cream torture. Anything but that. Her eyes got very wide, and she crossed her hands over her heart. Das is right, a gallon of cherry vanilla, 1 inch out of your reach, and if you don't tell me the truth before it melts, kiss tomorrow goodbye. Mom laughed. It sounded nice. I hadn't heard her laugh in a while. You win. The ice cream, that is. I just happened to have picked up a quart on my way home. Maybe later, I said. She looked surprised. I love Breyer's ice cream, but I just didn't feel like eating. I was thinking about tomorrow, Friday, the day the Smiths come. I got the feeling Jim Smith avoided me all Friday morning. Even when we worked near each other, he kept looking away. His brother had a few wise things to say to me, but Jim was quiet. When I went up the ladder to check the gutters, Jim grabbed his brother's arm and pulled him around the house to one of the side flower beds. We didn't talk until his father was collecting their money from Dr. Kahn and his brother was loading the truck. "You say anything to anybody?" he said. He was rolling the garden hose and he didn't look at me. "Not yet." He glanced up at that. "You know what's going to happen if you say one word." "As long as Rummy stays off my back, you got nothing to worry about." It sounded terrific. I couldn't remember what movie I got that from. "Willie's out of town." "Where'd he go?" "None of your business. He's not so bad. You got to understand him. He came back the next morning to get you off the island. When he couldn't find you, he got scared and he went upstate to visit one of his brothers. He thought you drowned." "You didn't tell him?" "No." "You afraid of what he'd do to you?" "I just want to give him a chance to cool off. He's not a bad guy. He's just had some problems." He dropped the hose at my feet and trotted off towards the truck. "Talk about secrets. I've got a secret. Joni's got a secret. Michelle's got a secret. Probably Mom and Dad too. And Jim Smith's got a secret from Willie Rumson, who probably had secrets too. If I ever get to be an author, I'll write a book called The Secret Summer. 200 pages, all of them blank, except the last page where I'll write, 'Sorry, folks, whole story's a big secret.'" At 3 o'clock, I went up to the porch. Dr. Kahn was sitting on a rocking chair, his little leather purse on his lap. He began counting out money. "I like a boy who improves," he said. "You've still got a long way to go, however." He counted out $12.75. "Monday morning, 9 o'clock, sharp." "Have a nice weekend, Dr. Kahn." I really meant it. I felt so good about my talk with Jim Smith and the compliment from the evil Dr. K. So good I was halfway around the lake before I figured out that the doctor of mathematics had cheated me out of $1. 30 hours at 50 cents an hour was $15 minus 5 half-hour lunch breaks at 25 cents each was $13.75, not $12.75. Okay this time, but nobody pulls a fast one on Big Bob twice.